Welcome, everybody. This is Coach Stephanie Wood, and I am here today with Brenda. Brenda, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
And Debbie.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, ladies. Welcome to How to Feel Comfortable with Your Body Wherever You May Be.
Thanks for having us.
So the summer's coming up, and what I want for you is to learn how to reconnect. Now, I'm just going to pause here. Can both of you just look down at your feet and let me know if you see them?
Yes.
I do, yes.
Yeah? So, obviously, your body is with your head, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So, you're not just a talking head, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're all here, our whole body. So, reconnecting, well, it's true. So, reconnecting with your body, you'll feel beautiful inside and outside. So, that's where I want to take you today. So, during the next 30 minutes, I will teach you a body knowledge system process. And this is from my body knowledge system playbook and Awesome Intelligence. And it's a process that you can begin practicing right away that will carry you through the summer barbecues, your beach parties, your pool lounging events, and beyond. So what I want for you with knowing this process is you'll maintain control of your eating patterns during any event. You'll feel relaxed with your body, feeling joy plus control when in new environments. You're not going to go home feeling guilty, and you're going to discover how to defeat your stress patterns during the summer. And we will go into more depth in upcoming video classes. So today, I will give you one simple exercise to do. And again, this practice is from my body knowledge system and Awesome Intelligence. So Brenda and Debbie, to start, I'd like to make a list of different events, and events are something that are out of the ordinary, that is not within your usual routine. So, who would like to start?
Oh, I'll start. Would be like maybe graduations,
Okay.
vacations. If your children live out of town, which mine do, one does, trips to your kid's house. I mean, because they live out of town, right? So you're good, yeah. So, or your anniversary.
Oh.
And even in the summertime, like what you talked about, the beach parties, the barbecues, all those kind of things that are different in summer than the other times of the year that you're going to be attending with. And sometimes the people that may be attending aren't necessarily your favorite people, but like
When I've heard of you, you get along with everyone.
holidays with your ex. How about that one?
Holidays with the ex. Okay. That could be a little stressful.
Yes.
Thanks, Deb. How about you, Brenda? What comes up for you?
Well, for this year, what comes up is we've got daughter going to law school, so we've got to get her all settled in. Definitely graduation, becomes an issue. Miscellaneous birthday parties for everybody, with and without favorite relatives, and kind of choose your dog, not your relatives, kind of thing. And then even what comes to mind is one of the ladies groups that I work with that are doing the Biggest Loser Challenge, because they are a challenge to work with. So it's very stressful on those days preparing for them.
But it all ends up good, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It definitely it works out, and you just gotta deal with your stresses and put them in line, and even work. As you guys know, my days are kind of challenging depending on what comes through. So sometimes I'm at those last minute job assignments.
Last minute job assignments. I can relate. Thank you, ladies. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to introduce to you 4 body knowledge personality styles that I've created that you can use in all areas of your life. But today we are focusing on the area of events, which is something that takes you out of your routine. So let's just take a piece of paper. I've got my piece of paper here. And I'm going to give you each style. There are 4. And I'm going to give you its definition. And when you write your list down, kind of organize it in a way where which one of the 4 really resonates with you, and then go down 2, 3, and 4, the other ones that kind of, but don't necessarily. Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. The first one, and there's not any order in this, the first one is organize. As it pertains to events, the definition is you have a game plan. Organize, you have a game plan. The second one is analytical. The definition as it pertains to events is you investigate every detail relevant to the event to make the best strategy. The third one is spontaneous. You go with the flow. That's your mojo. You go with the flow. And the fourth one is inspirational. With events, you do well when you connect with your motivations and visualize your outcome. You also thrive when you believe being a part of this particular event will help others. So again, organized, analytical, spontaneous, and inspirational. So just take a few seconds and write down in order from dominant to less dominant. And just let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay, Deb?
Okay.
Thanks, Brenda. Okay, who would like to do this process with me first?
I'll volunteer. I'll do it first.
Okay, Deb. Let me know what your 4 styles are in importance of dominant to less important. And Brenda and I are going to write it down. Go ahead, Deb.
Okay, spontaneous, inspirational, organized, and analytical.
Okay. So can you think of an event in the near past and give us some kind of story or scenario where you could use these styles in a way that could have made it better, or maybe you did it unconsciously anyway?
Well, actually, it just happened for me. I am a flight attendant, and I'm accustomed to layovers. However, the trip I just did, I had 24 hours in LA. However, the location that we're in, it's not the ideal location if it's later in the day to go outside as a woman by yourself. And so when it was time to eat dinner, I was starving, and I hadn't prepared because I did my spontaneous self, right? So then, and this hotel is like really weird because there's all these levels on it, and the 2 levels are supposed to have food, but by the time I go around with it's like a mall kind of thing inside this big circle. Well, they're all closed. And then I didn't really want to go outside. And then, so I ate potato chips for dinner. How's that? That's what happened. So.
But so if you were to know that the restaurants were closed, let's just say you would know.
Okay.
How would you use your styles better?
Well, if I knew they were closed, well, spontaneous is my first one, so I would still, using my first style, I would have, I guess, gone down to I would have left the room earlier in the daytime and done spontaneous and wandered around and found some. I mean, knowing that if I knew the ones in the building were closed, I would earlier when it was not dark. I would have gone and looked and tried and done planned in that fashion. That's.
But still, you notice, Brenda, if you notice as well, and by the way, ladies, if there's any background noise, keep it to a minimum. Brenda, what did you notice? I mean, Debbie's really spontaneous. She's going to hold on to that no matter what.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be our first, always.
No matter if the restaurants are open or not.
Yep, she'll jump first.
Yeah. And how does the inspirational play into it? Debbie or Brenda?
I don't know. Well, I'm not sure there was anyone I could help because I was totally by myself. So it wasn't like, you know.
Well, you help yourself.
Yeah, true. I could. Well, I was trying to inspire myself by going to the different floors and looking for something healthier to eat than the potato chips. That's the only thing open. So I did do that. I did go around for about, I would say, 30 minutes trying to find a different choice.
That could make a girl really hungry. Brenda, anything else that you noticed with her two top, her spontaneity and her inspirational style in helping her with this event?
Well, being that she's a flight attendant and just utilizing more of the analytical, realizing, you know, if she had stayed there before, kind of having a game plan of that, or, you know, like she said, you know, getting something before she got there. But, you know, it just depends on the matter of, you know, what circumstances you're aware of that you can control sometimes. But yeah, the organized part would, you know, be just there again if you can just figure out, you know, how your schedule's working for that day, and, you know, and planning and seeing if you can get it all in and at the right place, at the right time, at the right location, kind of thing. But yeah, I would have been shiny object too and went looking for food.
Well, and I had food, however, it was all from David. It was raw. I couldn't, like, there was nowhere. I had, like, raw green beans. I had healthy food. I ate the apple. I ate the, you know, but by then I'm still starving, like, but the potato chips didn't help any. They didn't. I mean, I was a lost cause. And in the restaurant, it was like $25 for a sandwich. I couldn't justify it. For me, personally, that was my, you know.
I can understand that.
That's how I handled that one.
Bravo, bravo. Brenda, anything else you heard before we move on?
No. I could so laugh with her, and I could so be in her shoes at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's wisely said. Brenda, what order did you put your styles?
Well, mine would be spontaneous, inspirational, analytical, and then definitely organizational at the last.
Okay. Debbie, did you notice her tone of voice?
Yes, I did.
Yep. Have to be truthful. Brenda, can you think of an event where you can use these styles to have made it better? Or just
actually, it comes to mind on Mondays. The group that I'm working with that are they're larger plus size women, so they're working on weight issues. Is I had actually done the organizational part of it first, which was unusual for me. I had the 3 different menu choices made up. I had even the recipes for them, plus all the nutritional value for them. And so I had all that, and I go there, and here they're sitting there eating brownies and some kind of Kool-Aid moonshine. And I forget what the other one thing. Yes, and you know, I'm explaining to them all the difference of the textures and spices, and, you know, really, you know, choosing other foods. And here they're talking about all these recipes that they're just trying to cheat. You know, they want to eat the same kind of foods, but they just want to cheat them with, you know, something that's a little less fat or a little less sugar. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to really get this across to them. You know, so I'm trying to you know, to be spontaneous and spunky with them, and these are great, and try the textures and everything, and they're just looking at me like, well, this is nasty. And then a few of them were like, oh, this is great. I really like these. But yeah, it was. I kind of hit each category, and I did really good, and then I kind of hit other categories, and I had that, oh my gosh, what am I doing here if you're just trying to cheat the system? So I could have been more inspirational, because I'm sure every once in a while I had to put my face down because I had a bad poker face. But yeah.
Well, Brenda, what I've learned about you is that I think you're just inspirational all the time, whether you know it or not. And just the fact that you are being with these women, inspiration is a big part, and that's just natural to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So how would you, well, the analytical comes in how?
Because I'm thinking all these scenarios in my head: weight loss, diabetes, high cholesterol, you know, heart attack, stroke, you know, arthritis. So I'm thinking all this through, and I'm trying to get, you know, them to understand the relationship of food to their actions and accepting responsibility for their actions. You know, so I'm thinking all this through, and then I'm trying to think of a nice flowery way to come across and say it without saying, you know, you're going to be part of the healthcare system that I'm paying for, is what was going on in part of my head. And I'm like, that's not very positive. So I'm trying to think of ways to get it across to them about why they want to experience new things, and get across to them my excitement, because I'm a huge foodie. But, you know, I've changed to using textures and flavors and spices, and to get them to understand that they have to, you know, kind of recreate that palate and new habits. And it wasn't going over as well as I thought I had it in my head. So I was somewhat frustrated that, you know, all this thought process didn't play out in the long run.
Well, again, Brenda, do you believe that the 4 personality styles, just being more aware of your styles in that order, will help you better get to these wonderful women that you want to inspire?
Well, I think if I could go with inspirational first with that particular group. And then with other groups or other events, I guess, you know, they're certainly, I think, changing the category of where the 4 lay would be helpful for me. So, you know, certainly being spontaneous has helped me a lot of times, because it's off the cuff. So it's kind of one of those, if you ask what I'm thinking, the spontaneous in me is going to come out and answer you. And then will come the rest of it, thinking analytically and everything, thinking, that just didn't come out the way I wanted it to.
Okay, I'm glad that will help with the next meeting. This will be interesting to hear feedback. Debbie, anything else that you heard from this wonderful scenario Brenda shared?
Well, I think that, yeah, well, I heard how all of her styles did fit in. And I think, because you said you utilized the organized part first when that's the last on your list, right?
Yes.
And so maybe your expectations, because you used your last on the list first, weren't quite, I don't know, I just, like, maybe they just were different for you because you did your first part.
That's probably true. Anytime organization comes first, that would have thrown me off right there.
No, that's what I mean. I mean, like, you know, you... But I mean, it was still all your. I could hear all of your styles taking place in it, and in the story, and I can also see how you would be, you know, the outcome wasn't quite what you wanted.
Yeah.
And like their responses to what you were doing, because you were really genuinely working towards inspiring them, because
yeah,
and I care, because you really care, and then you know. Their responses weren't quite what you were expecting.
Yeah, and then even as I was riding home in the car that night, I'm going through everything in my head, and then because you know, we're all working on, you know, betterment of ourselves, is I kept thinking of the positives that came out of that meeting. So that was really interesting. As you know, I started, you know, instead of just focusing on everything that was negative about the meeting, was everything that had happened that was positive to the meeting.
But again, Brenda, Debbie brought up a good point, that what I'm sharing with you from the body knowledge system is that with each particular event, that's just a part of it, with this particular event that you're involved in, you can switch around the order.
Oh yeah, and since then I've had 3 other times with them, so I can say I probably have to some extent.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Ladies, take a bow. You're on your way. So, you know, really there's no need to ever worry about sabotaging you and your body. This is a time, this summertime, where there are events like barbecues and, you know, whatever, getting other people in shape. This is a time to enjoy the summer months and bring your body along for the ride with confidence and lightness, and also to bring to your attention, you know, events create memories, and bringing your body into the full experience makes for a happier time. So enjoy the summer with a smile and use these styles to help you with your eating habits and a healthier lifestyle, which will help you to maintain it. And just as an aside here, during my career as a choreographer, dance instructor, and personal physical trainer, and during the past 14 years as a body and business coach, my clients and students approach me with the same persistent issues with their bodies. Not that I have these issues, only them. They say things like, too fat, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too weak, I'm too strong, I'm too clumsy, too awkward, too lumpy, too bumpy. And my clients say to me, how do I get out of my head? Help me to connect to my body. And I say, you're already together. You're already one whole. So during the next few months, I will share more techniques and tools from my body knowledge system. And if you want, you can go to my site, bodyawe.com, and purchase my playbook at a 10% discount, which is Body Knowledge System and Awesome Intelligence. And the Body Knowledge System will help you reconnect with your body's intelligence to make better choices with your health, your work, your relationships, your environments, your events, exercise, and eating. So again, you can find me at bodyawe.com. And Brenda, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Debbie, thank you.
You're welcome. And before we go, though, I do want to say that by doing this exercise with you, understanding what my actual styles are, the spontaneous, the inspirational, organized, and analytical, it helps me better forgive myself for making the choice of eating potato chips for dinner. I was totally this in that moment. I was. That's so, you know. So really, I truly appreciate this experience because it's like, it's okay. That was what it was at that moment, and this is who I am. And knowing this now, then I can plan better for the next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Potato chips. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Brenda, you have anything to add?
Well, it's interesting when you talk about, you know, how we tend to be comfort and stress eaters, and that a lot of it surrounds the events. So it is kind of funny because you if you can step back and look, you can kind of think about, okay, this is the event, what tends to be my triggers, kind of. So how can I plan better for it? So I like thinking of it that way, because there are certain events that, good, bad, or otherwise, you may go and you know the food's going to be unbelievable, but it's going to be horrible for you or sit on your stomach forever. And then you're going to, you know, so if you can plan ahead and be like, well, you know, if I ate before I got there, then I'm not going to eat as much as what is there, and I might feel less tempted to eat it to begin with when it really isn't good for me or my body. So I think thinking through the 4 steps definitely helps for me, because I'm the shiny object. And I would just go in and just start eating everything, and then realize after it's too late that, oh, this probably wasn't a good idea. So I like thinking, you know, that adding these through, you know, will help, especially with, you know, all the later negativity of it, because then you start thinking about your body. Oh, I shouldn't have ate that. My butt's going to get big, or you know. So, and it's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to do an extra half hour at least of squats. So yeah, it's neat to think about it, because a lot of times I know with our other conference we had and talked about, I mean, for days afterwards I thought about it, and I know after this one today I'm going to be thinking about this for several days again and thinking through everything you've talked about. So I really appreciate, you know, putting that thought process in my head.
Well, thank you. Okay, ladies, see you in the next wave.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.